Hi, this is Will Matheson, and welcome to one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. 1994. That was a good year for Nintendo. They're presenting... Ooh, computers. I like computers. Metroid 3! Alright. Well, the first two were pretty good. This should be awesome! Hey, and there's the Metroid. Aw, and look at the scientists. They're all tuckered out and they're having a nap on the space station floor. Well, gee, I hope they don't catch a chill. That girl on the left really should have a blanket put on. Alright, let's start a new file. For some reason, I got the PAL version of the game here. So let's, vive le français. No, I'm just kidding. Don't worry. It's just subtitles underneath the main text. You still get everything in English. The Japanese text option is pretty cool. I would use that too if I were playing that version of the game. There's really no difference. Okay, Moonwalk's a little interesting. I find that I trigger it unintentionally more often than not.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace.
My combat on Ceres preserved civilization. Alright. Very minimalist translation. Usually French is more verbose than English. Alright, we showed that mother brain. I killed the Metroids and saved a larvae. I think that means saved. My French is just beginner, so I know a little bit, but just enough to find trouble. So yeah, these scenes are pretty much straight from... Well, I was gonna say straight from Metroids 1 and 2, but with Super Nintendo graphics, of course. That would be cool if they actually had the, like, NES and Game Boy graphics. Okay, the scientists examined the larvae. I like how the word is savant, like, you know, idiot savant, like that. I think that's interesting. After... The abilities of the Metroid could be used for the profit of civilization. Like I said, just a beginner. Then, when the comm returned, I received an SOS. The Ceres station was being attacked. I love how that music just pauses there and it's just like, you just hear the little text typing. Just brilliant. Okay, so this is the first world of Super Metroid. So it's an entire little place onto itself. I think it would have been cool if they've done this with like 3 or 4 different worlds, and maybe they did in the follow-up games on Game Boy Advance, but... this is not going to be a speed run, by the way. I'm going to play competently, and I can get under 3 hours comfortably. So much so that I think I can do a little bit of screwing around, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, scientist, hey, how you doing? Glass case is broken. And I'm holding down the dash button. In my case, I picked A. That's a good way to speed things up a little bit. Alright, got the Metroid? Well, let's get out of here. Come on. Hey, come on. Hey, let's go. Okay. Alright, so we have to deal with Ridley first before we go anywhere. Now, I don't know if it's possible to get killed in this battle or not. It's pretty simple. I find it kind of frustrating, though, because you can't, like, you don't have charge beam, you don't have any missiles, and there's not really... I just find it really hard to get out of her way. I probably lose more energy proportionally on this battle than I would really on any other. Except I suppose, well, the second encounter with Ridley's pretty tough, I must say. Yeah, Ridley's pretty tough cookie. Okay. Urgency. Auto-destruction activated. Save yourselves! I love the imperative of French. If you want to tell people that they're dirty, you can say, Lavez-vous! Wash yourself. Now, if we look carefully, yeah, I do get hit, but you don't take any damage, so don't worry. I'll just slow you down a little bit. It's like, come on, with that power suit on, what damage are little falling little pieces of plastic or whatever they are gonna do? This, when I first saw this, how the thing was like tilting when I was like trying to get out of the space colony, like how they simulated the thing rocking back and forth, that just totally tripped me out. I was totally freaked out. I was like, oh man, can I get out in under a minute? Can I? It was intense. It still is. Okay, here we are, Planet Zebes. Back to the location of the first game. I think the second game was SR388, and the first game was Zebes. And this third game is a little bit of Space Colony and 99.999999% Zebes. There's the ship, and you can return to your ship anytime if you want to save and heal. So it's pretty useful. Can't go that way yet. I like to explore a little bit. I'm gonna kind of play this game as a normal person might, but except with the motor skills of somebody who's played the game repeatedly. So it's gonna be a little bit interesting that way, I guess. Okay, can I go in up there? Let's see. I can't. Oh, no, I can't. Can't crawl under there yet. I can't crawl, really. That pink door won't open, but the blue one will. Okay. Nothing I can do there. Alright, let's go down this shaft. That's pretty scary. I mean, I used to think, whoa! Oh, lucky I didn't get killed there. Don't worry, it's video game physics. You don't accelerate as you fall. It's just constant velocity, and yeah, falls from infinite height do no damage. So, no problem. Okay, now this whole area is called Crateria, and I love these elevators. Like, oh man, these elevators typically, there are some exceptions, mark the transition between areas of the planet. And now, we're in Brinstar. Alright, now we should be able to go back and get into those little tight places back in Crateria. Oh! Uh-oh. Gee, I hope they didn't see us. Boy, that would be really bad if, like, we got caught and we actually had to start fighting enemies. I would really prefer that not to happen. I would often wonder what it would be like if there was some way to, you know, sort of hack the game and have some stuff and sort of like beat the game without actually going through the game, just by virtue of the fact that you have equipment and you can get into areas you're not supposed to get into before like anybody sees you. That would be interesting. Don't think it's possible, but I could be wrong. Alright, so I'm going to push the select button, pick my missiles, and that's enough to open that door. And all those red doors. So that's good. Except now I have no missiles. I get caught again. Okay, now my missile count now is going to go up 5, but what's really happening is when you get those power-ups, it not only gives you those missiles, but it increases your capacity for missiles. So I have 5 missiles, but my capacity is 10 missiles. Okay, well, there's not really much we can do here, so we're just going to go back on the elevator. There are a few more power-ups and hidden passages there, but we don't have the equipment necessary to get up them yet, so we're just going to have to come back later. Back in... Uh-oh. Got some space pirates to deal with. Now, you only get power-ups in this game if you need them. So, like, one thing to do is if you wanted to, like, refill your missiles, a good thing to do would be to concentrate on refilling your energy. And then once your energy is full, then all the power-ups that you would get will be missiles. So that's pretty handy. I like how these guys tend to leave... if you need the energy, they tend to leave the big energy circles more often than not. The little purple things, which is really nice. Okay, so see there, that big one? They tend to leave those, which is good. I like that. Small ones are, you know, better than a kick in the teeth, but... And, you know, I sound like a very popular RPG Let's Player here. I'm sorry. I guess all I can say is imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. It's gonna take me a while to sort of find my own style and my own shtick for this. I don't want to just be... Okay. No, I can't get through there yet. And I really can't tell if I can blast those rocks with my laser. They're just too far away. But I can go in that left door now. So let's go in there. Left? Oh, right. I mean right. It's very easy to misspeak when you're doing these things. As long as I'm not outright lying to you, I'm probably doing it all right. Alright. Now we can see Crateria is huge. It's probably... definitely the biggest latitudinal real estate in the game. You know, east to west, left to right. Just huge. It's amazing how this is like a 2D platformer, and so they had to make it, like, going deep under the planet. But, you know, like, it's just amazing. It's just, like, it's so realistic, even though it's completely flat. Like, you would, like, in reality, like, you would never design an installation like this that's all, like, that's basically just this two-dimensional, you know, the equivalent of a sheet of paper stuck deep underground. But it really works. It's just so... I believe this was also the largest Super Nintendo cartridge at the time. It was beaten out by maybe Final Fantasy VI, but definitely beaten by, like, Super Street Fighter 2. That would have been a bigger game. But still, this was a 24 megabit game, and, you know, for the time, it was a big one. Alright. Oh, another of these little statues. These guys are called, they're called Chazos. Alright, we got a bomb. So we just roll ourselves up and... Hey, let me out! Come on, look. Uh-oh. Okay, so for this guy, you're going to want to have about... I should have said before, I was in that other room loading up missiles, and you need about, I would say at least 8 or 9 missiles. Much easier. You could use your laser, but it takes forever. So, just go with the missiles. Okay, and we can get out. And that's how those gray doors work. They're typically activated by an event. Some are actually one way, and, like, will never, ever open. But others can be triggered by an event, they'll start flashing and you can shoot them. And I recommend you do. If you ever see a gray door that's flashing, by all means shoot it. Because if you don't shoot it, you'll have to do the event again, like be it like killing all the enemies in a room before you can make it flash again. So see a gray door flashing, shoot it, like even if you don't intend to go through it, so that you can just open it up and it'll be a blue door when you come back later. That's usually how they work. Okay, I get beat up a little bit there, but I don't care. Because I got an energy tank, and my character disappeared. Oh, there she is again. Okay, good. Alright, for these guys, well, I'm going to show you here for a sec. I didn't show you. The lasers don't really do anything on them, so these guys, I need missiles. It's interesting, there are like many different kinds of space pirates. There are some that you can only hurt when they're swinging through the air and they turn gold, and oh man, those ones are hard. We won't see them for a while though. Okay, well this was an interesting off-map location, so I just thought I'd show you that. That critter on the top looks a lot like Ridley. Anyway, there's nothing we can do there for a long time. Okay, now you can shoot those pulsing little brain things in a bush, whatever they look like. I'm sure they have a proper name. But it's more trouble than it's worth. Little critters start coming out of it and you're there for like 5 minutes shooting it. So, I would just leave it alone. It's not like there are any points or anything in this game, so you don't need to worry about getting a high score. Just make it short and sweet. Well, now we're in Brinstar again. Ooh, long way from where we were before. There's a look at Samus. And that's all for this episode of Let's Play Super Metroid. This is Will Matheson, and I'll see you later.